Welcome back to Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm James Pendleton. I'm here to give my instant match reaction to Everton 5, Brighton Hove Albion 1, or Brighton Hove Albion 1, Everton 5, more pertinently. Wow, what an incredible result that was for Everton. I'm still speechless, to be fair. It was just an incredible result. Incredible from minute 1 to minute 96, 97, whatever we played up till. It was one of those games where, you know, it's just so unique because we scored in the first minute and we scored in the last minute. And we had plenty of control in between, certainly in the first half. I felt like we controlled the sort of discourse of the game, because even when Brighton had more of the ball, you felt, certainly after the first goal, or certainly the second anyway, that you could just feel that they were a little bit nervous. They didn't want to be as sort of daring and as, you know, sort of high tempo as they normally are. I felt they played a bit safe. They had absolutely nothing first half, and then, you know, let's be real, they threw the kitchen sink at us first 15 minutes second half. That didn't work. I mean, the kip of some of the players they brought on. I was saying to my dad that I reckon every player who came on for second half in those four subs, you know, certainly Colwill, March, and obviously Enciso came on, and obviously Ferguson. I'd argue all of them, if maybe three of them would get in our starting 11. So and Billy Gilmore's not too bad either. But yeah, just unbelievable. We withstood it, and then it was just, it's the kind of performance that if you're the team pressing, I mean, I feel less like this when you're 3-0 down, but when you're 2-0 down, you can understand losing that third goal, McNeil second, but the fact that it was 3-0 was just kind of like, wow, they're still kind of pressing us, they're still going forward, and we've just picked one opportunity to go forward, and we've picked them off with absolute ease. Obviously, a little bit of luck, one of their players slipped and another one got injured, but yeah, the fourth goal finishes it off. I know they got one back soon after, but yeah, just unbelievable. And as I say, going back to the first minute, we win the ball back down the right, very similar to the goal against Brentford that McNeil scored, where Iwobi's played a really clever pass into Calvert-Lewin. As he showed at half-time, you think Lewis Dunk thinks he's going to get into a foot race down the line. He plays it inside. Incredible turn by Calvert-Lewin. And then the awareness and the pinpoint nature of the ball across was just incredible. And Decore couldn't really miss 1-0. And you're thinking, wow, that's an incredible start. I got a message straight away from someone I work with saying, like, you know, wow, what a start. And I was like, only 89 minutes left now. Certainly didn't see that coming. But then I think the first couple of minutes after that, they didn't really get going, and then it felt like Everton were having the lion's share of the ball. We were playing better than them. They put us under a bit of pressure, but then the second goal, again, it's won back so well, and then we just spring the counter. Decore plays the ball down the left, McNeil carries it, and then the run from Decore, I mean, God knows who's marking him. I'm not sure what Brighton were playing after that second goal, to be totally honest with you, but to get it in the back post there by Decore, it's a great run from him, and McNeil, it's an incredibly well spotted centre into the back stick for him, and it's a brilliant finish by Decore. I think what I love about that goal between the two of them was, you know, McNeil obviously tweeted that video that was doing the rounds the other week about us fighting for everything and kind of going for everything these last few games, and I love that from him. I thought that was really good. And then Decore had a lot to make up for after the Tottenham game, as far as I'm concerned. It was a ridiculous red card to get, and he hadn't really done a great deal since he came back, to be fair. He played alright on Monday last week, but I think to get 2 goals today is just brilliant, and his all-round performance was fantastic. Obviously, we'll discuss it more in detail in the player ratings, but to put us 2-0 up, I mean, it's funny because I was saying, it's just funny how these things work out. I thought this about a week or so ago, and then I put it to the question to some of the other guys saying, yeah, who was the last player to score a brace for us? Because I'm pretty sure it was Val, who shall not be named, against Tottenham at the end of Ancelotti's first full season, or only full season, should I say. And I'm almost certain in the league he is the only one. Obviously, Rondon scored a brace in the FA Cup against Bournemouth, but I'm pretty sure. So for a player to, as far as I'm aware, not to score a brace for nearly 2 years, it's probably about a year and 51 weeks, 50 weeks, something like that. So it's a very long time ago that a player scored a brace. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking at the end of the season now. It's definitely over 2 years since that game. When we drew 2-2 with Tottenham from a goal down, he scored a pen and then he scored a good good left-footed shot, and then Keane and Holgate 3-1 on the back of the net for the first and second goal. But to go that long without a player scoring a brace, as far as I'm aware, I could be wrong, but I can't think of anyone else who's done it since. Certainly not last season, and certainly not this season, because we only scored like 23, 24 goals for tonight. So to get 2 players scoring a brace in one game is just ridiculous. But anyway, at 2-0, I'm thinking this is dreamland. But people say it's the most dangerous scoreline in football. It's not. People just like to say it is. It's absolute nonsense. No reason why it's dangerous, because you think if you concede one, you're probably going to concede another goal. But when a game's 2-0, you should be able to see that out, I think, quite comfortably at Premier League level, to be honest with you. It's a little bit awkward to say, because the other team are going to go for it, but they're not going to leave much at the back. They can probably scrape a goal, and then at 2-1, it is kitchen sink time. But at 2-0, you're thinking this is perfect. And then to get a third, we had that unlocked, didn't we? That sort of 1 or 2 pass, move, sort of right-hand channel into Dom, back to Iwobi or Patterson or Garner or Decore, get it out to McNeil. We had that on lock all first half, and I'm thinking Iwobi, you've got to play it in sooner. I remember thinking in my head, there's no way we're going to go 2 years without getting a brace, and then Abdoulaye Decore, checks notes, Abdoulaye Decore is going to get a hat-trick in the first half. That would have just been so Everton, but the ball wasn't great from Iwobi. I thought the chance had gone, but McNeil just playing with great confidence, gets the ball, goes past, I think it was Estupinian, or was it Gross or Caicedo or someone. Terrible goalkeeping, but to be fair, I think if he doesn't touch us, every chance Calvert-Lewin gets a tap in. So I'm sure he'd probably argue that as well, to be fair, but he fires it in and it's 3-0, and you're just thinking, we are in dreamland here. Like, we've scored 3 goals once this season. Last time we scored 3 goals in an away game, was it last season? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Was it maybe Fulham under Ancelotti? I can't really remember, but 3 goals in an away game. To be fair, I mean, I know the very best teams do that, double figures in a season, maybe City, Liverpool last few years, but certainly a team like Everton who are down there don't score 3 goals away from it very often. And I just think it's the kind of result that when you see like a Southampton do it, or a Newcastle, or I know they're very different, but they're not the elite is what I'm trying to say. When you see a team like them, or Palace do a week against Leeds, when you see a team score 3 or 4 goals, I always say, Everton never do this. Everton never ever do this. And well, we did it today, didn't we? We've had our share now, thankfully. So second half, I say they make a quadruple sub. Didn't even clock Evan Ferguson was on the bench. He's ridiculously good. Was fantastic after he came on. I thought, and Ciso really lively, played well. Caicedo went to the middle. It looked like Gross came to right back. Solly March came on, who is having a brilliant season, really talented player. And then Levi Colwill, who, again, I don't really know why he's not playing, to be honest with you. I think he's fantastic. Made them so much more dynamic. He dealt with Dom much better. I'm not saying he's perfect, because he did get done a couple of times, but the few times I went up to Dom, I felt he handled him better than Adam Webster did, and also Lewis Dunk, to be fair. But, I said to my dad after sort of 15 minutes, I was like, I think we've survived the first kind of wave there, and because they can only make one more sub, you kind of felt like after 60, 65 minutes, I'm not saying I was relaxing, because I wasn't, I'd be lying to myself, but I was certainly kind of thinking, you know what, I think we might be all right here. And then obviously Jordan Pickford made, I think, 3 or 4 brilliant saves, and then he made 1 or 2 that were like genuinely world class, like save of the season level stuff. That one onto the post is ridiculous. He made 2 from headers, 2 more from headers, should I say. He was just brilliant, and obviously they hit the post, hit the bar a couple of times. The one from Ferguson then goes onto the bar. It's just ridiculous. And I'm going to talk about more on the player ratings, but name me more than one goalkeeper in the Premier League is better than him. Alisson Becker, sure, I'll take that. Very, very good. After him, I really struggle. Ramsdale's not, Pope's not, De Gea certainly isn't. Is Edison? I don't know. Last season, I felt he was a massive contributor to the fact that City didn't win more trophies. I don't know, but I think you're splitting hairs if you say more than one goalkeeper is better than him in this division, because I just think he's unreal. And I saw a lad the other week on TikTok saying that he'd take Jose Sarr over him, and I don't know if it was like some sort of breakdancing competition or I don't know, some sort of paella off or something. I don't know what it was, but certainly not a better footballer than him. That's absolutely for certain. So I was delighted with with his performance, and he kept us in it. And then the fourth goal, look, we earned that look. I don't care what anyone says, we earned the look of Caicedo slipping, but also Caicedo didn't look interested most of the game, I thought. Didn't get back for any of the goals, really, so I thought that was obviously working in our favour, and then obviously Solly March continued, which is a bit unfortunate. But again, when was the last time something like that happened? I know it's quite rare that it happens to anybody, but to benefit off something like that, brilliant ball by Iwobi. Everyone just seemed to stop. It was really strange. And then Dwight McNeil, I mean, I didn't think he was going to score there, to be honest with you. I thought he was going to try and lift it over the goalie and he'd probably make a save. So, but absolutely fantastic. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Today, Dwight McNeil, obviously, he was our best player by a country mile, makes it 4-0, and I remember just thinking then when that went in, you're like, this is it, that's the game done, surely. I'm just trying to get the Forest score up here, sorry, but to make it 4-0, you're thinking, that's it, that's game over. And then 2 minutes later, they score the scruffiest goal of the season by a country mile. They deserve to score, obviously. They probably deserved a couple of goals today. We probably deserve more. James Garner had a great chance in the first half, for example, but the fact that it went in like that is tough to take, because it's Matoma onto the post again, and then it hits McAllister, who's on the deck. I didn't think was very good at all today, to be honest with you. It goes into the back of the net, but I think, to be fair, even though it's the same difference of a 4-0 and a 3-0, it felt a lot more secure, didn't it? I think in terms of to score 3 goals is very difficult, but to come back from 4-0 down, the mental side of that, we hadn't made any subs by then, we hadn't really slowed the game down in that regard, so I felt there was plenty more to come from us still, and we really did kind of eke the game out after that. And then in the final minutes, Amadou Onana came on, made 2 or 3 really good interventions, I thought. Plays a fantastic pass to Dwight McNeil, and it was like, my dad said at the time, it was like Jeff Hurst in the World Cup final, because again, everyone does think the game's over, but there's still a little bit of worry. But it definitely was after that went in. A very, very similar goal, absolutely pile drives it into the back of the net, and Dwight McNeil has been Everton's best player since Sean Dyche took over, closely followed by your Tarkovskys and your Pickfords. But I thought he was fantastic tonight, Dwight McNeil. That's not like a big statement. He scored 2 goals, forced another one, and got an assist as well. Was excellent defensively. He's just so good, and he's probably not going to get many caps for England or whatever, if any at all. I don't think he's the most fashionable player in terms of he does a lot of the dirty work, he does a lot of running, but his quality on the ball isn't always there. But tonight it really was, and I thought he was superb. And to get the 5th, I was made up for him, to be honest with you, because he really did deserve that. And he must be on I think he's on 10 goal involvements this season, maybe off the top of my head, 9 or 10. Scored directly from a corner the other week, which was quite funny. I still haven't managed to get the Forest score up here, but absolutely made up with him. And obviously at 5-1, there's 10 seconds on the clock, and I don't even know if we kick back off again, to be honest with you. I was too busy celebrating, but yeah, what a performance. Look, are Everton safe? No. I think Everton could be back in the bottom 3 tonight. No, I think I'm wrong on that one, actually, Anna, because the goal difference is now better than Leeds. But yeah, obviously to get the result going our way with Leeds on Saturday, Leicester got piped today. I know they got a couple of goals back, but again, I think they were 5-1 down or 5-2 down, certainly. At the very least, that's going to dent the confidence a little bit. I saw a bit of mutiny with some James Maddison said. So all these things are really good for us. And yeah, I just hope it carries on. Let's hope the Forest result goes our way. I'll just have a quick look to see what the score is now. But yeah, it doesn't really matter, to be fair, because at the end of the day, it's all about what's going on with us, and we just kind of have to get one more win. I'm not sure one more win's absolutely going to do it for us, but you'd think if we get 6 points, it's still 0-0. But I think if everyone was saying we need 6 points, I think we all thought they'd be Wolves and Bournemouth. I didn't think we'd get 3 points tonight, and you just think if we can just get a point on Sunday against City, not to get ahead of ourselves because City are a different beast, but I think the play style isn't too dissimilar. I think in terms of the depth of quality City can bring on, obviously they've got better players, but we make 2 changes in the last minute. They made 4 at half time. City could do that if they needed to. I'm not saying we'll be 3-0 up on Saturday, obviously, but yeah, you just hope if we can go into that game, but like we did against Arsenal early in the season, and we'll see how we get on from there. But lads, girls, everyone who's watching, what a fantastic result for Everton. Still can't really believe it, to be honest with you, because I just didn't see that coming at all. I think we'd all be lying if anyone did, really, to be fair. Final score, Brighton Hove Albion 1, Everton 5. So good. And just a quick note on the manager. We spoke the other day with James and Paul. I don't know if anyone watched that, but we were saying that we think the stick he's getting is a bit ridiculous, but obviously he does take a bit of flack for one or two little things, which is natural. Same like players, same like managers. I can like a player a lot and say he didn't do this well, he didn't do that well. Same with a manager, but he took out Michael Keane, he put in Yerry Mina, and he was imperious. He was Everton's best defender in a sea of good defenders, to be fair. What a performance. And I was made up for him because, as I say, if you read the thing in The Athletic the other day, he's kind of like, he knows he's leaving, but he wants to end on a good note. He wants to help Everton stay up. Even though it doesn't really matter for him, really, does it? Because he's going to leave. Obviously, I'm sure he just wants to play so he can get a better move in the summer or whatever. But in terms of the club, I think he genuinely does care about where Everton end up. So, really pleased with him. Really pleased that Dyche got it right, and really pleased with those away fans, because I spotted a couple who I know when I was watching the game and it pans to the away end, and I'm thinking, I know you lads go up and down the country every single week, so yeah, really fair play to all of them, and I hope everyone has a really good bank holiday, and hopefully, there was a tweet that went out yesterday where someone said we could be mathematically down this time next week. Who knows? I don't know, can we be mathematically up this time next week, or confirmed? I think we can be, maybe. Trying to do the maths in my head, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. Actually, I don't think we can, to be fair. Although if we can be down, can we be up? I don't know. He was asked. Anyway, the point being is Everton got a fantastic result today, and let's just go and get something on Sunday and then go from there, see where we are. But yeah, fantastic result today, and up the Toffees. Come on.